everyone, I have picked a page today from Rita Berman's autumn book. This is also in her compilation seasons book, so if you don't have the autumn book but you have the seasons book, then you've still got this picture. Now I have done this picture before, not as a video, and I absolutely loved it, so I'm really excited about doing it again. And we're going to start with the background. Now we have this stripe effect going on in the background. We're going to do it as wood. I'm using my Black Widow pencils, and I'm basically just going to work through all the browns and do sort of different coloured brown stripes. So we're going to start with the leather. This is from the skin tone set. Now if you don't have Black Widows, just use any browns you have. You don't even have to use the same brand of pencil. You can just use anything really. Just work through different shades of brown. Now I think I'm going to use this one on this bit too. Now I have been thinking, like, this pine cone is going to be a dark brown and we're doing brown in the background, so I'm wondering whether it might be a good idea to stick to just lighter browns in the background and save some of the darker ones for my pine cone. We've also got this hazelnut down here. I don't know what colour they are. I think they're more of a reddy brown. And another nut down there too, and there. So maybe we'll just stick with the lighter brown. So I'm just working through it at the moment. I'm going to use the olive brown next. I just heard the strangest noise. And I realised what it was, and you'll laugh. It was my son singing in the kitchen. He's only just got up. It's 10 to 9. He's just gone down for breakfast. He did have to hang around because his dad was in the bathroom. It's Monday morning, and it is the last Monday. It's early September recording this. It's the last Monday before everyone returns to uni, and so Monday mornings are certainly not going to be as relaxed as this morning was, where as I got up first, slowly did a bit of crossword, had a casual breakfast, and my other son got up, he finished the crossword for me. Where are we going to go next? Don't want those too light. I'm going to go for this one. This is the dark tan. And then husband eventually gets up. Now I'm not layering this background up. You could do, but I think it's best if I leave it fairly light so that the items on top are what is supposed to be standing out really. The idea is that they're sort of nestled on this sort of tree bark, is how I sort of see the picture, and that we can just use some lightish browns in the background here like that. And I've gone over the line. Does it matter? Not one bit. Next is the saddle. Now I'm working through my Black Widows, but you don't have to use, as I said before, Black Widows, you don't have to use them in this order, you don't have to use these shades or anything, just do it how you see fit. Now I do realise that tree bark is normally a much darker shade of brown than this. I think is how I draw it anyway, actually thinking about it. Silver birch tree, really pale, but and some trees are more sort of silvery grey than brown, but as I said before, I want my items on the top to really stand out. So that's sort of the reasoning behind this. I'm going to use the stink bug, which apparently I found out the other day from some person who was commenting on my videos, sorry I can't remember who you were, that a stink bug is a real thing. I thought it was just a made up name, but apparently it's a real thing. So there you go, I learned something. But no, we don't really have stinky insects in this country, fortunately. Not that I can recall. We don't really get, I think it's because our weather's a bit cooler, we don't really get so many critters. Now, these are the 5 colours I think I'm going to stick with. The other browns are quite dark. the foxy brown isn't hugely dark, but I think I'm going to leave the others for the... So I'm just going to work through these 5. Now there are different ways you can do it. So now we've got, this is the order I've done them in. So I can go back through them this way, or I can do them randomly, or I can just do them in order. I think I'm going to go back through them. So that one. And then I might mix it up a bit, you know. I don't think it's that important, to be honest. Now, there's a very, very similar page to this in the Christmas book and the compilation book in the Christmas section. And the background is similar with these sort of stripes. And I had a look, Rita Berman's actually coloured it herself. And the way she has coloured it is absolutely gorgeous. And I tried to copy it in my Christmas book, or I don't know if it was in my Christmas book or my compilation book, it doesn't really matter. And the background stripes, she basically just did in lots of different colours, and every stripe was a mixture of colours fading into each other, and it looked absolutely gorgeous. And I had considered doing that for this one with different browns mixing up into each other, but it was a bit ambitious, to be honest, for a sort of video, so I thought I might just not. I'm now on saddle, by the way, so I thought it would be better to not do it that way. Now I'm contemplating how much of this to do on video, this background piece, because I think it's going to get a little bit boring, me just colouring the same colours over and over, and I don't really think the order that they're being coloured in is important enough to warrant me telling you what I'm using when. And so this is the olive brown, so I'm not sure really, but I think what I might do is stop the video here. How long have we been? Only 7 minutes. Finish it and do a couple of the items for you. So basically I'm going to just keep going in these lighter brown stripes all the way across. Okay, I don't think there's anything to keep explaining really, that I'm just have gone from leather to olive brown to saddle to dark tan to stink bug, and then back to dark tan to saddle to olive brown to leather to olive brown to saddle, dark tan to stink bug to yeah, that's how I'm doing it. You don't have to do it like that, and I'm probably going to find that I'll get part of the way through this and I'll lose my order, if you know what I mean. I'll forget where I was at and I just have to grab a random one and go for it. So, you know, I think just have a go if you want to do it this way, and come back. I've just, as I'm colouring this, what you'll also find is some of these lines might not line up behind the items, like these don't join up. You're going to have to just do a bit of jiggery pokery and see how it turns out. See what see, I notice here that I've missed a few bits, and I might just like do that, you know, things like that. And yeah, I've got a few ideas as to what to do with the items now as I'm colouring these, but I'm going to go away and it'll probably take me, I would guess, a good half hour at least to finish this off. Probably because I'm going to go back next door and natter to people while I'm doing it. But anyway, I shall be back and we'll do another item or two from the page. Okay. Right, I am now back after doing my background. Now, I didn't follow my sequence exactly. I kept getting distracted and mixing them up a little bit. I think even in some places some of the stripes are the same colour next to each other, but I don't think it really matters. I did find when I finished there were a few little gaps, and I just used the lightest colour, which I think was the leather, and just went over it all a little bit in places to make it a little bit more even. And it has been quite a long time since I did this. It's been a day now. It didn't take me a day to do the background, so don't worry if you haven't started yet, it's not going to take you a day. But I left the office and sat in the sitting room to do it at my other desk, so I could chat to my son and things like that. And we're going to do this pine cone. And my husband came into the office and started having a sort out of some of his things in here. So there was absolutely no way I was going to disturb him because I asked him to have a sort out. We're going to use the brown huntsman. It's the darkest brown that I can see for the bases of each of these little sections on the pine cone. So I'm going to start that, and I'm going to put a darker area here and then just lighten it like that. Then I'm going to do a second colour on these, so this is just the beginning. So anyway, he came in and started tidying up something, a box. I said, we've basically got a pile of 4 storage boxes all on top of each other. The bottom 2 are his sort of paperwork filing. I've got no idea what's in there. Nothing I consider to be important or worth keeping. The next box on top of there is a box of our household filing, sort of current and past things that are important. For example, you know, any paperwork we get through the post that I think needs to be kept, sort of warranties and receipts for expensive things. I don't keep receipts for everything, like, you know, cameras and I don't know, white goods and that sort of thing. And then also things like in electrical safety certificates when we've had work done and all sorts of things like that. Anyway, so that's all filed there. And then on top of there is a box of electrical equipment like keyboards, mice, I don't know, you name it, it's in there. Cables and headphones and all sorts of things. And that was the box I asked him to sort out. I haven't done my household filing for 4 years at least, which is rather embarrassing, I have to say, for someone who, I'm just really layering it up here, who prides themselves on being organised, because I can't lift that box. So sometimes if I have to get into the filing, I have to get someone else to lift the box down for me. The kids will do it for me. But ideally I wanted it gone so I could just do the filing as it's needed rather than shoving it in an in tray and then sorting it out and taking hours to sort it, you know. So this was the whole plan. And unfortunately he sorted through the box. Now some of the stuff in the box is broken electronics that needs recycling. That's now been taken. He tested everything to see what was broken and what wasn't, put it all in a box, so that was good. I'm going to pick a lighter brown. I want something that is significantly lighter so that we can see that it's lighter. I think the mahogany is probably the best choice. I'm just trying to work out where that is. There it is. Here we are. And I'm going to use this on the tips. I'm still going to fade it down, and I may go back over the top bits to make it darker. You can see this is a lighter shade of brown. It's slightly redder, but I think that's okay. And I'm going to put it down fairly hard like that. I may do the bases again after. I'll see how it looks once I've finished it all. Anyway, so he's put stuff back in the box that is to be kept, but now it's too heavy and I can't lift it again. He reckons it's liftable, but it might be, but not by me. I have to be really careful when I'm lifting because of my prolapse. It's absolutely fine. But if I do anything silly like lift any shopping that's too heavy or boxes and things, then it drops and it's sore and, you know, other nasty things. So as long as I'm absolutely careful, it's fine. So I just manage it really well, and it's great. And occasionally it plays up for a bit and then it sorts itself out, so I just have to be careful. But I didn't really want to be lifting this heavy box. So anyway, But he's, and also being, this is the way he sorts, you know, there's now a box of electricals that needs to be recycled. Now we can't recycle them in our town on curbside recycling. We have to take them to the rubbish tip, which he absolutely hates going to and refuses to go to. So, but my parents have a curbside recycling for electronics. I'm going to return to my huntsman and just darken up all these little bases. I want it to really look more three-dimensional, so that this really looks like it's some sort of shadow. So I'm going to go through them all. So yeah, they have this, so I need to take it to their house or ask them if they would mind doing it first. And they can put a little bag out, apparently. There isn't that much, to be honest, so it should be fine. So that's that. There's some stuff that needs putting away upstairs that's been put in a separate pile. It's just been put on the stairs to go upstairs, but I don't know then where it has to go. And then there's a pile of unsorted stuff, which there always is. When he tidies things up, there's always some stuff that doesn't get finished. And I don't know, but you know, I have to sympathise because he has ADHD. He finds sorting and tidying and getting rid of things really, really stressful. And he actually did it because he was procrastinating a different job that was even more stressful for him. So anyway, but I have been having fun. This morning I have been planning my Advent giveaways. I've decided that I'm going to have some a sort of Advent giveaway on my Ko-fi. So, you know, I give away different things on my Ko-fi every so often, you know, swatches and comparison swatch charts and all sorts of things like that. Well, I've decided I'm trying to look for a really light brown. Oyster or suede. Let me find it. Suede is the first one, and I'm going to use this to burnish and see if it works, because there's a lot of white paper still showing, isn't there? So I want to go right over the top of this so that it looks, that's better, isn't it? Let's see if we can get that working with all of them. I'm planning some sort of Advent and one a day. Now it might end up being 12 days rather than 24, depending on how many ideas I can come up with. I've already designed one thing, and I'm in the middle of designing another. And I know it feels really a long way ahead, but actually I need to get that far ahead, because when Christmas comes along, there'll be so much to do. So I need to get this all planned and worked out well in advance so that it can run for you. I hope it's going to be fun and exciting. I'm excited by it. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes with my planning stages. I was brainstorming ideas this morning. Whether I go through with all of them or not, I don't know. But I've got some that I'm definitely going to do. So I'm hoping it'll be good and fun and a bit different. You know, I've done Advent-y things before. Now I always try and do colour an Advent calendar, which I will try and do again because I really enjoy doing that as well. But that will be a whole separate thing. Let me have a look. Now I'm feeling that these at the top here, let me just point, this one, they look a lot, there's more of the mahogany on these look less. So I'm just going to, oops, drop my pencil. This is the mahogany. Ooh, it's nice and blurred, isn't it? There you go, this is mahogany. I'm just going to put a little bit more on some of these. Just to, now this paper takes a lot of layers of Black Widows, which is nice. You don't have to keep fiddling and faddling. You might be happy with how yours is. You might not want to fiddle anymore. But I'm nearly there. Sliding it around. We should really have it in the middle, shouldn't we? But anyway, So hence I was delayed yesterday. It was a long story to tell you that I didn't get this done yesterday, but it doesn't matter. This is going to be quite a long project for me, various days, because I'm breaking it down. There we go. I'm going to leave that there. I'm happy with that. Apart from, she says, lying. This is the suede. Just want to smooth out there. There we go. Right, now our let's just, so we've got these this bit of here. Now I've been thinking about how to do that, because I want it to not just be black, because then it just sort of blends a bit into the background. Well, not really, but so what I've decided to do with these bits is to go over them with a gold pen. I'm just trying to find it, which is my best gold. I think it's this one. I'm just going to test it out. Sorry, I've got a few different, no, that's bronze, which might actually be better for our autumn, but I don't think it will stand out well enough in the background. Hang on. Sorry, I'm not being very exciting because you can't see what I'm doing. Yeah, I think I used this one. This is the Sakura metallic gold. It's number 551. It's really hard to see. You can buy them as part of this set, or you can buy them separately as well. I've got that set, but this isn't from that set because my set one ran out. I'm going to go over all of these with a gold. I just think it will look pretty, and I know I've been talking about Christmas and it looks a bit Christmassy, but the idea is that it looks autumnal as well. I think gold is quite an autumnal colour too. I'm getting a bit ahead of myself talking about Christmas really, aren't I? But I'm just going over it all now. You might struggle to see what I'm doing really. It's quite tricky when you use metallics because it catches the light. I find it tricky even when I'm doing it at my desk. Sometimes the light catches the paper and I'm not quite sure if I've done it right, etc. But I'm just going to do my best. It's quite dark in here because I've had to shut the blind because the sun is coming across the desk already. I really need to sort out my lighting. I'd love to be able to have a proper studio where I could have no daylight and just have proper artificial light set up with someone who knows what they're doing, setting it all up and making it all perfect. But you know, hopefully it works for you. I think it does, just about. But sometimes when I take a photo it looks sort of pink or blue or sort of a bit strange. There we go. Now if you did want to make this look a bit more Christmassy, despite the fact that it's the autumn book, you could put a little bit of gold glitter on the edge of each pine cone piece to look a bit like frost. Now gold isn't frost, but I think the gold would tie in with this. You can see the gold a bit there. I think I'm going to do that. Why not? Let's have some fun with it. So these are the Sakura Stardust pens. They're the glitter. I've taken the yellow one out, which is our sort of gold, and it's number 703. You don't have to use gold though. If you've got one of the general glitter pens that's just glitter, you could use that. Or you know, anything you've got really. Just have some fun. Make it shine. Now because I have done this with this first item, I will have to continue it with all the rest. So it's all going to be sparkly and glittery, which I think will be fun. We're not going for photorealism here. We're going for warm autumnal vibes. missed there. Never mind. Right. Oh. So you can't see it until I go like that. Even then you can't see it. Did it actually? It did work. I can see it, but it's just not showing up on camera. Oh well. You can decide. Now we've got, how long have we had? 16, 7, 16, 23. Okay. I'm just going to do a little bit more then. Now we've got a couple of leaves. This one, let's come out a tad for you, and down here. You can't see it. There we go. This one and this one. Now they look the same. I thought I might colour them the same, in a sort of, you know, autumnal vibe. And then we've got these leaves, which I'll do in a bit of a different way. There are a lot, and the big leaf over here as well. So let's just move our pencils around the desk a bit now. So let's think. We could do, what have we got? I am thinking I might start with a chestnut. Where is it? There it is. Chestnut. Now, where are they? Here and here. Can you see? I'm going to come out a bit, so it'll be a bit further out, but you'll be able to see it, hopefully. So I'm going to put the chestnut at the base, I think. And I don't know if I said in yesterday's video at all, because it was such a long time ago. But what I will try and remember to do, and if I don't, remind me in the comments, is put a link to my comparison videos between Black Widow and other brands, because if you don't have the Black Widows and you want to colour in similar colours, then you can look at my comparison chart and find those colours. Now what I would recommend is, because I write in the video description, my pencil case isn't fully unzipped, there we go. Because I write in the video description what pencils I use, I would take a look at that before you start. And we're going to use the sundown. Where's that? Sundown. There it is. Take a look, write them down. Sundown. So for this one, let's say you've got the sundown. So what I used to do, this is what I used to do when I followed Chris Cheng videos and I didn't have Prismacolors. So she would list them in the description. I don't think she does anymore, but anyway. Or I would zoom through the video and write down. I'm going to slowly reduce that like that. Write down the names of all the pencils that she used in the video. Then I would get Colour with Claire's conversion charts between polys and Prismas and find all my polys that matched those colours and write it all down. So I would write, for example, let's say Prismacolor, let's think of a Prismacolor colour, warm grey 10% or something, and then I would write Polychromos warm grey 1, let's say. I think that's probably equivalent, doesn't matter. Anyway, so I would write that so that then when I came to the video and she picked a pencil, I could say, right, she's picking that warm grey 1. Check my chart, which one do I need? Grab that one. And I would get those pencils out as well and have them next to me as well. Or if they're in a tin I would just sit them slightly out of the tin. So I wouldn't have them in a pile, but I would sit them slightly out in the tin so I could grab them easily. I knew which ones I was going to use, and that just sped things up a little bit for me. Meant that when I was following the video along, I can use the serpent, I could have all the right colours at hand, and that helped me. But I found with Chris Cheng, because some of her videos are sped up, so she actually colours, her colouring is going woo, so she's twice the speed, probably my normal speed to be honest, or sometimes 3-4 times the speed. So I had no choice but to watch a bit, pause it, colour it, watch a bit, pause it, colour it. But what she would also do is, if she had 2 leaves the same like these two, she would only colour one on video, and then the other one, sorry I'm going back and forth a bit, the other one, I'm just fading it down a little bit to the tip, she wouldn't colour on video, and then suddenly it would appear in shot and you'd say, oh, she's coloured that the same. So you would then have to sort of catch up and hope that you were, and try and remember what happened or replay that bit of the video. Aztec gold. So what I try to do now with hers is I have a look at the page and I see which items are the same as each other, coloured in the same way, and then when she's colouring one, I colour them all at the same time. Yeah, I have 10 hands. No, so if she was colouring this one, I would look, oh, she's put a bit of red there, right, pause, bit of red there, bit of red on that one, even though that isn't part of the video, you know, and do it that way so that I could keep up. But I try to make it a little bit easier for you by either doing them both at once like I'm doing here, or telling you what I'm going to do first, that this one will be the same, so you might want to colour them at the same time, that sort of thing, because I know that it's a little bit difficult. I'm going to go back to my serpent pencil and just, I feel like there's too much of a harsh line between the orange and yellow, so I'm just going to try and put a little bit more down on that bit, and being fussy. Right, now we need to use our gold. Now, are we going to do glitter or not? Well, I think what I am going to do is use my metallic, I'm trying to make sure I've got the right one, the gold metallic for the stalk, that bit, and take that all the way up the middle, like that, on both. That, and then use the glitter on the outside. So this is the glitter one. Now you can use the same one on both if you think it works better for you, or if you've only got metallic or only got glitter, then you have a little choice, or you can just leave it black. You don't have to do the old gold thing. This pen doesn't want to work. Maybe that was the problem on the pine cone, it wasn't really working very well. So it's up to you how you choose to do it. Can you see that glitter better? Maybe, yeah. It doesn't show up as well as the gold still, but I don't know. Anyway, so that is those leaves and that pine cone. So I think we'll leave that there. There's quite a lot to do for you actually, because you've got all that background to do if you didn't stop the video and do it. So I think that's enough for today. But there we go, it is coming along and I'm having a jolly time already. It's just such a lovely page, in my opinion. I just love it. And we've got berries to do, which is very exciting, and all sorts of other things. I have no idea what colour I'm going to do this or this, so we'll wait and see. But for today, thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a super day and happy colouring.